Hello everybody, Austin Hill Shaw here, founder of Creativity Matters and author of the Shoreline of Wonder on being creative. Right now I'm beneath a coast live oak, a beautiful, robust, gorgeous coast live oak. This is a type of tree that you find throughout California along the coast. It's a tree that stays green all year long. You can see they have these beautiful branches in these dendritic patterns, twisting, beautiful. And they're almost like fractals, where if you look at one part of the branches, they always kind of represent the other sizes. No matter what the size, they're always kind of twisting in the same way. They are amazing trees, absolutely beautiful, amazing trees to look at. And very hardy, very robust. And as you can see, I'm underneath the canopy of the tree right now. Actually, this extends out about 15 feet in that direction, and back in that direction probably goes back another 30 or 40 feet. So I'm below and inside the canopy of the tree right here. And I want to use this tree right now as a metaphor for marketing. I want to use this as a metaphor for marketing. Now, I have to admit, early on when I got started, and when I started to bring and start sharing things that were interested in me, when I started to teach on creativity and innovation, I had this sort of attitude. I thought, why do I have to market? Why must I market? It just seems to take away from my time of creating other things. Why do I have to market, right? And I asked this, I said this once to a friend of mine named Anne Ray, who has a whole series called Artists Who Thrive and Making Art, Making Money. She's a brilliant artist and a brilliant marketer too. And she said to me very sternly, she said, Austin, get over yourself. You need to make marketing part of your creativity. You need to make marketing part of your creativity. And when she said that, and with the conviction in which she said it, I took a look at the way I thought about it. And it still took me a while. It always takes me a while to process things in order to sort of make them personal to me. And the metaphor that I've come up with in order so that I have made friends with marketing and so that I feel like it's an important thing and a worthy activity, as I use the metaphor of a tree. Actually, that when I'm talking about my life and I'm planning, I have a category specifically called the Tree of Life, which is all about marketing. And the reason I use that metaphor is this. So a tree, as we know, it has roots that go deep into the ground, it's drawing in water and other nutrients. And at the same time, it has leaves and a canopy that is drawing the energy of the sun in order so that it can conduct photosynthesis. That's the way that it makes its own food. But the other thing that it does while it's generating, again, drawing from the earth and drawing from the heavens, is it's also creating new replicas of itself in the form of seeds, right? It's sending out seeds. Like and not only that, I mean, this material on the ground is all coming from the tree, right? This is stuff that's being absorbed back into the landscape, right? So the point of all this is that when I think of marketing, I think of myself as the tree of life, or some version of the tree of life, where I have something that is incredibly valuable to people. And what can I do to put it out there? So just like a tree, and what a tree does is it sends lots of seeds out with the hopes of germinating. But the other thing that I like about marketing, especially within the digital age, is that different from the analog world, where perhaps there had to be tons of production costs in it. Maybe you had to do a lot of flyers, you had to make a lot of things that you send out. Thanks to the internet, all these things are just like electrons and bits that you can sort of get reabsorbed into the system pretty easily. And I know there's new servers that need to be made and that sort, but comparison to, for example, the difficulty of taking flyers and recycling them back into the system, marketing these days, you can put a lot of things out there and just see how they germinate. And they germinate in really interesting ways. Just like this seed, this tree will send out thousands and tens of thousands of trees and seeds within its lifetime, but only some of them would generate. Like probably most of them will not. And yet their own form of marketing itself in terms of creating these acorns and sending things out is a beautiful process. And that's something that I can relate to now too. Just watching the evolution of things as they germinate. You know, sometimes I put things out there, I've put things out there years ago that people have commented, in the recent past, like, wow, that was really interesting. And I was like, gosh, what are you talking about? That thing, oh, wow, gosh, I've forgotten that was even out there. It's really interesting because different from trees, the marketing that we're putting out there, even though it's always tied to us as a living, breathing being, because we're human beings, we're always creating and evolving and doing things new, right? We're always coming up with slightly different takes as our own evolution and our own understanding of our own life continues to move forward. So again, I think this metaphor of the tree is a really powerful one by which, and it's been really powerful for me, by which I can see marketing not only is something that's just a way that you're working in commerce or a distraction from other things that you want to create, but it's actually a way that you can embrace life more fully. Because again, we're wanting to build bridges between what we have to offer, the gifts that we have, our own unique lens on the world, and the world itself. Those people who may want to learn from our services or pay for our services or benefit from our service in some sort of way. So again, the more that marketing for me now has become a way of interacting with the world in a way that I didn't see that before. I was like, I don't want to inconvenience people. I don't want to get in their faces. I don't want to put more information out there than people need. I don't want to overwhelm people. Some people are not going to want to watch what I have to say. I understand it, and that's great. Some people will delete me. Some people will, they will unsubscribe, and that is totally fine. That is totally fine. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that I am bringing what I have to offer to the people who may need it, right? Those people, those individuals, those few individuals out there that could really benefit from this, that for whatever I have to offer just connects their lives. It's like, and suddenly we have a relationship. And that's what marketing to me has become, this way of building relationships. And it's really, really exciting. And I have to thank my friend Anne Ray for that. And I want to see how you in your life perhaps have thought about marketing, your resistance to it, your love of it. If you have anything to say to that, please put it in the comment section below this video. And if you're not on my website right now, www.austinhillshaw right now, if you're watching this on YouTube or some other place, please go over to that website and check it out. Leave your comments there. And hey, see what I might have to offer for you. And please let me know what's going on with you as well. I love to hear what people are up to. And I love to know how these things that I'm putting out there, how they actually intersect the lives of individuals. It was interesting. The other day I did a webinar with a friend of mine. And you never know who's going to show up to these things. And I got an email after that from a friend of mine in Sweden who's a really fantastic speaker. And he's known as one of the top 9 speakers in Sweden of all time. And he just said, he gave me some comments like, hey, you could do this better. And I was like, wow, that's really great. And I also got an email from my mom. I didn't know she was going to be on that webinar either. And she said, I would have done this. A lot of your stuff goes over my head. I would have thought about it this way. I'm like, thank you so much. That's great. So you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get feedback. Sometimes you get criticism. Sometimes you get appreciation. But you got to put yourself out there. You got to put yourself out there. It's when you have your mission, when you have your purpose, you want to share it with others. Just the way this oak tree, without even thinking about it, right? It's not conscious self-awareness working here, but it's just this amazing way by which it is interacting and sharing with the world. Wow, so thankful to be under this right now. Anyways, this is Austin Hill Shaw, founder of Creativity Matters and author of the Shoreline of Wonder, reminding you to connect deeply, to make a difference, and to inspire creativity in others. So nice to be with you this morning.